Picking up where we left off, amid astonished gazes, Lin Dong employed his most powerful creation of martial art, the Great Wilderness Celestial Prison Finger, to defeat Li Shang of the Holy Light Dynasty. Atop the city wall, Lin Langtian watched the scene with a dark expression. Lin Dong's power with the Great Wilderness Celestial Prison Finger was growing ever stronger. He knew that even if it were him facing that strike, he'd likely be injured. After all, the technique was profoundly potent. Mid-air, Lin Dong looked indifferently towards Li Shang on the ground, bloodied and beaten. Yet the violent fluctuations around him showed no signs of waning. Brotherly. At that moment, the warriors of the Holy Light Dynasty regained their senses, rushing down to support Li Shang. Li Shang was a pitiful sight, his body covered in blood, his hair disheveled, and his aura utterly feeble, clearly having suffered greatly from Lin Dong's strike. Helped up by his comrades, Li Shang, trembling, wiped the blood from his lips, his body shaking uncontrollably, his eyes filled with a wild and ferocious light. Vermin, you think you can defeat me like this? All warriors of the Holy Light Dynasty, beat this scum to death. Li Shang roared furiously, his voice spreading wildly like that of a savage beast. At this point, he dared not speak of fighting alone. As long as he could kill Lin Dong, he was willing to use any means necessary. During his roar, Li Shang clenched his hand around a green pill and swallowed it. Instantly, his feeble aura began to recover, indicating his considerable resilience. Upon hearing Li Shang's roar, the city wall only stirred slightly. Those who had allied with the Holy Light Dynasty now quietly retreated, having witnessed Lin Dong's formidable strength. They dared not make a move for fear of their dire fate should the Holy Light Dynasty fall. Seeing no reaction from the city wall, Li Shang spat blood in rage, but he understood these turncoats couldn't be relied upon. He darkly commanded, "Set up the Holy Light Formation. Today, I'll make this vermin's life a living hell. Brotherly, perhaps we should retreat? This guy is a bit odd, and his combat power is extremely strong. We can go to Yang City and ask our senior brother to take him down with ease," a warrior of the Holy Light Dynasty suggested, unnerved by Lin Dong's prowess. "I said set up the formation. We have 8 warriors here at the peak of the creation stage. If we can't handle this vermin, we'll have no face to see our senior brother." Li Shang snarled, his tone filled with a violent intent to kill. "Yes." At Li Shang's chilling command, the warriors of the Holy Light Dynasty shuddered, then steeled themselves and began to move. Centered around Li Shang, a mysterious formation began to materialize. "Li Shang, has your Holy Light Dynasty no shame?" Mo Ling and his companions blurted out in anger as they watched the scene unfold. "The victor is king, and the vanquished are the scoundrels. Only fools talk about fairness." Li Shang sneered at Lin Dong in the sky. "Form up." With Li Shang's sharp command, the 7 warriors at the great completion of the creation stage burst into intense light, spreading and connecting to each other, creating a massive surge of primordial energy fluctuations that was overwhelmingly powerful. Feeling this surge of energy, Mo Ling and his companions looked even more troubled. With 1 at the peak of the creation stage and 7 at the great completion of the creation stage, who under the nirvana stage could withstand such an attack? "Brother Lin Dong, let's go." Mo Ling and the others exchanged looks and then shouted up to Lin Dong in the air, sensing that the situation was becoming untenable. "Think you can leave? It won't be that easy." Li Shang sneered menacingly, his face bloodied like a demon's. His hand seals changed, and a surge of overwhelming light transformed into a barrier, covering the heavens and earth, cutting off all of Lin Dong's escape routes. Holy Light Formation, purify the heavens and earth. The sky filled with light, eventually forming into a massive column of holy light, within which terrifying fluctuations swirled as if it could purify all things in existence. "Lin Dong, you've celebrated too soon. Now die." Li Shang's gaze was crazed as he laughed maniacally, and with a gesture, the holy light column, powered by 8 people's energy, roared into existence, piercing through the void with an unstoppable force, overwhelming Lin Dong. Lin Dong watched, a flicker of emotion in his eyes. Yet, Even facing this powerful formation attack driven by 8 people's strength, he showed no sign of retreat. Instead, under countless watchful eyes, he took a step forward, his voice cold, ringing through the skies. "Since you still hold on to hope, I shall utterly destroy it." With his icy shout, a terrifying devouring force burst forth from within Lin Dong, covering the heavens, drawing in the heaven and earth primordial energy at a shocking rate. Under this convergence of primordial energy, Lin Dong once again raised his finger and slowly pointed out. As his finger moved, a line of blood split open at the tip, drops of blood rolling down. Great wilderness celestial prison finger, 5 fingers move heaven and earth. Accompanied by a voice ancient and vast, the firmament cracked, and the cosmos trembled at that moment. The primordial energy boiled. Robust streams of energy continuously converging above Lin Dong in such terrifying waves that even the heavens shook. Such a display of power left everyone in shock. They could hardly imagine how Lin Dong, with his strength at the great completion of the creation stage, could unleash such a terrifying offensive. Boom! Lin Dong pointed, blood continuously dripping from the split at his fingertip, the strain apparent as if even his formidable self could barely endure this devastating strike. As the blood dripped, the void above Lin Dong was brutally torn open, followed by a massive finger slowly breaking through the air. With the appearance of this giant finger, an aura of ancientness and timelessness almost instantly permeated the environment. Countless eyes, filled with deep horror, focused on this breaking finger, which, compared to the previous 4, seemed much more restrained and lacked the violent energy fluctuations. This finger appeared vibrant and full of life, as if it wasn't just condensed from energy but was a living finger that had traveled through from ancient times. The finger, roughly 100 zhang in size, appeared colossal to the ordinary eye, yet strangely, everyone felt as if something was amiss when it appeared. As the crowd pondered in a frown, they soon realized with a start, the giant finger before them appeared incomplete. To be precise, it was only half a finger from the ancient past. But even as just a half, its appearance caused the sky itself to tremble, the oppressive force nearly instantly overwhelming the Holy Light formation assembled by Li Shang and the others. "I have no quarrel with you, but I abide by a simple rule. I do not provoke those who do not provoke me, but if provoked, I will retaliate 100-fold. Lin Dong's gaze, icy and stern, fell upon Li Shang and the others, whose expressions had also changed. His cold voice boomed like thunder, resonating across the heavens and earth. Just as Lin Dong's final word fell, he fiercely pointed in the air. At once, his fingertips split open, blood gushing forth, but at the same time, that seemingly ancient half-finger also thunderously descended. Bang! 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 With the arrival of the half-finger, the ground below nearly instantly cracked open, with massive fissures spreading rapidly. The spectacle was terrifying to behold. Below the half-finger, the powerful holy light column surged up, a collective force of Li Shang and 8 others, an attack that few below the nirvana stage could withstand. But fewer does not mean none. Under the anxious gaze of all on the city walls, the 2 almost apocalyptic attacks finally collided after several breaths, like 2 meteors, with a thunderous crash. Boom! At the moment of impact, the earth itself seemed to quake, a brilliant explosion of light tearing through the night, illuminating the surroundings for miles as if it were daylight. Everyone squinted against the painful brilliance, staring at the point of collision. The standoff they imagined didn't occur. What they saw was a near effortless obliteration. Under the divine finger, seemingly from the ancient past, even the concerted assault by Li Shang and others in the formation couldn't disturb the vibrant half-finger. Bang! The clash lasted only a moment. The powerful holy light column, under the gaze of countless shocked eyes, cracked open with fissures. Seeing those cracks, fear finally emerged on the faces of Li Shang and the others. They hadn't expected that the attack, launched jointly by nearly 7 at the great completion of the creation stage and 1 at the peak, could be so swiftly crushed by Lin Dong. Now, they finally understood. The scorned commoner from a minor dynasty they had dismissed possessed a terrifying true combat power. But now, this realization seemed a bit late. The immense holy light column could no longer withstand the terrible fluctuations of the half-finger and exploded under the watchful eyes of all. The terrifying energy blast swept through, whipping up a storm, sand flying. Even the sturdy city walls trembled under this impact, and those atop had to hastily channel their energy to stabilize themselves. Caught in the energy storm, Li Shang and his 8 companions turned pale, blood spraying from their mouths, their vitality severely depleted. Don't. We are people of the Holy Light Dynasty. Killing us will bring you endless trouble. Our senior brother in Yang City is stronger than Brother Li. You'll be drawing in an enemy you cannot withstand. At this moment, even the usually haughty warriors of the Holy Light Dynasty finally succumbed to the fear of death, howling desperately. It's too late for that now. Lin Dong remained unmoved. This 5th finger, even he could only barely muster, and besides, he truly couldn't stop now. Even if he had the ability, he wouldn't choose to do so. Years of experience taught him that sparing these people would likely lead to endless troubles later. To eradicate trouble, one must be ruthless. The tender-hearted cannot survive on this ancient battlefield. Blame your fate for following a fool of a brother. The giant finger, brimming with destructive power, furiously slammed down, causing the earth to collapse instantly. Seeing Lin Dong's resolute lack of mercy, Li Shang and his group's expressions drastically changed. They hurriedly spurred their remaining energy to form a light barrier. Like a mantis trying to stop a chariot, Lin Dong sneered coldly as the giant finger descended. The light barrier proved utterly ineffective, shattering instantly, and the terrifying power contained in the giant finger finally struck Li Shang and the others. Bang! 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 Under this terrifying force, 2 warriors at the great completion of the creation stage instantly burst into a mist of blood. Lin Dong, you will regret this. You dare to kill members of the Holy Light Dynasty. Your days ahead will be like those of a homeless dog. Li Shang, blood seeping from every pore, roared venomously. The senior brother will not let you off. You cannot escape, and your end will be countless times more miserable than ours. Just wait. Boom. As Li Shang's venomous roar finished, his body, unable to withstand the terrifying force, exploded with a loud bang. The land seemed to quiet at that moment, and everyone trembled as they watched the members of the Holy Light Dynasty almost entirely burst into blood mist under that one-finger strike. A warrior at the peak of the creation stage and 7 at the great completion, not even bones were left behind. Eyes filled with both awe and fear turned towards the young figure in the sky. Such methods made them realize that this man was no kind soul. Offending him, regardless of one's background, meant no mercy in his attacks. Mo Ling and his 2 companions, watching the sunken earth, couldn't help but swallow hard. Just moments ago, the warriors of the Holy Light Dynasty had burst into clouds of blood mist right before their eyes. On the city wall, Lin Langtian's gaze darkened extremely. Aware of the power of Lin Dong's 5th finger, he knew that even with the mysterious spirit in his body, he might have had to flee with severe injuries today. The latter's combat power had truly surpassed his. Thinking this, Lin Langtian's murderous intent surged even more. Now, after such a great battle, Lin Dong was at his weakest. This was the perfect time to strike. As murderous intent swirled in Lin Langtian's heart, Lin Dong, a hint of paleness in his face, gestured with his hand, and a pulling force emerged. Immediately, 8 cosmic bags flew up from the ground below. These items, belonging to the Holy Light Dynasty, likely contained valuable assets, which Lin Dong naturally intended to take as spoils of war. After collecting all the cosmic bags, Lin Dong's gaze suddenly turned towards the city wall, and as his gaze swept over, the people there instantly scattered, as if no one dared meet his eye. Yet, in the retreating crowd, one figure still stood, his expression extremely dark, his eyes flashing with intense murderous intent. Lin Langtian, no need to hold back any longer. Tonight, even if you don't make a move, I will not let you go. As Lin Dong's voice, cold and murderous, rang out. The surroundings of Lin Langtian on the city wall almost instantly cleared out. Those already dispersing fled as if facing a plague. Seeing the current situation, it seemed that Lin Dong and the latter had considerable grievances. After witnessing the earlier great battle, they knew it was best to stay far away from Lin Dong's enemies, lest they get caught in the aftermath and regret it too late. Mo Ling and the others were momentarily stunned, but they chose not to say anything further. They were aware of the deep-seated enmity between Lin Dong and Lin Langtian, and given Lin Langtian's earlier actions, which evidently aimed to see Lin Dong killed, they knew that with Lin Dong's temperament, he would never let Lin Langtian off easily. Although they all hailed from the great Yin dynasty and Lin Dong and Lin Langtian could be considered comrades, their loyalties clearly leaned towards Lin Dong. It was unthinkable for them to speak up or intervene on Lin Langtian's behalf. Among Lin Dong and Lin Langtian, they had chosen the former. As for the deserted city walls around him, Lin Langtian's eyes twitched uncontrollably, and then with a cold glare fixed on Lin Dong, he said menacingly, "You are probably at the end of your strength now. Thinking of killing me? Wishful thinking." Upon hearing this, a hint of cold laughter crossed Lin Dong's eyes as he replied, "The time you expect to find me at my weakest may be harder to come by than you think." As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Dong's spirit moved, and a domineering, devouring force burst forth from within him. The surrounding energy of heaven and earth surged, flowing towards him and continuously funneling into Lin Dong's body. As this energy entered Lin Dong's body, it was instantly devoured and refined, transforming into a powerful flow of energy coursing through his limbs and bones, rapidly restoring the energy he had expended in the previous battle. With the devouring ancestral talisman in his possession, as long as Lin Dong's vitality was abundant, he was virtually an indefatigable war machine. Waiting for him to run out of energy and see a significant drop in his combat effectiveness was not as easy as it might seem. Energy continuously flowed into Lin Dong's body, and under the astonished gazes of many, his aura began to climb again. Although it had not yet reached its peak, it had returned to a normal state. Such terrifying recovery power! Witnessing this scene, many were inwardly shocked by the frightening speed of his recovery, coupled with his formidable combat prowess. No wonder Lin Dong, even at the great completion of the creation stage, had the power to slay those at the peak of the creation stage. On the city wall, Lin Langtian also felt Lin Dong's rapid recovery, and his face grew even darker, realizing that his plans were thwarted again. "Lin Langtian, come and face your death." Lin Dong's eyes were ice-cold, giving Lin Langtian no time to react. With a grasp of his hand, a massive square of golden light condensed and was hurled fiercely towards Lin Langtian on the city wall. Seeing Lin Dong attack, Lin Langtian's eyes turned cold. He moved swiftly, leaping off the city wall and throwing a punch that sent the golden square flying away with a blast of violent energy. As Lin Langtian made his move, Lin Dong also shifted, stepping into the Taiching traveling heaven step, transforming into a wisp of blue smoke. He charged at Lin Langtian with a powerful, storm-like assault. Seeing Lin Dong's approach, Lin Langtian gritted his teeth and spurred all his energy, his figure shooting forward to collide directly with Lin Dong. Fist met palm, creating afterimages that burst into deep, muffled thunders in the sky. In midair, the clash between the two was like lightning, engaging in dozens of exchanges in an instant, with a surge of violent energy fluctuations sweeping around them. All eyes were fixed on their aerial duel. It did not become a stalemate. Under Lin Dong's barrage-like offensive, even though Lin Langtian struggled to counter, he was continuously forced back, completely suppressed by Lin Dong's momentum. This outcome didn't surprise the onlookers. Lin Dong had previously withstood the combined force of 8 Holy Light Dynasty's strongest alone and had obliterated them all. His achievements were indeed astonishing. Now, facing Lin Langtian, who was only at the great completion of the creation stage, how could he possibly stand a chance against Lin Dong? Bang! In midair, Lin Dong's punch, heavy as a mountain, struck Lin Langtian's crossed arms with ferocious force, blasting him 100 meters away, where he staggered to stabilize himself. "When I was just half a step into creation stage," I could push you to such disarray. Now that I have reached the great completion of the creation stage, the same level as you, do you still delude yourself into thinking you can compete against me? Lin Dong scoffed coldly after sending Lin Langtian flying. Having endured rigorous and intense training, Lin Dong's overt strength was now on par with Lin Langtian, but his combat power far exceeded that of the latter. Lin Langtian's hope of contending with him was nothing short of a fool's dream. Summon that spirit from within you. Otherwise, tonight, this place will be where Lin Langtian dies. As his cold declaration fell, Lin Dong raised his hand, and a streak of black light shot out from his palm, swelling in the wind into a massive mountain that hovered over Lin Langtian. As soon as the heavy prison peak appeared, a black halo shot down, enveloping Lin Langtian, who immediately felt his body heavily sink as if mired in mud. His normally agile form slowed down significantly. While Lin Langtian slowed, Lin Dong waved his hand again, and a black hole formed by devouring power roared into existence below him. At the same time, a powerful devouring force erupted. Just as this devouring power burst forth, Lin Langtian suddenly found his body sinking continuously. No matter how he spurred his energy and struggle, it was futile. The sky's heavy prison peak and the black hole below perfectly formed a bizarre prison. Within this prison, the pervasive heavy force and surging devouring power almost reduced Lin Langtian's combat effectiveness to zero. Utilizing the unique abilities of the heavy prison peak and the black hole, Lin Langtian was left defenseless. Lin Dong showed no mercy. With a grasp, the sky crocodile bone spear flashed out, the spear vibrating and transforming into a fiercely piercing cold light, hurtling towards the immobile Lin Langtian. The ferocity of the sky crocodile bone spear was such that even the earth demon scorpion at the peak of the creation stage couldn't resist it. If struck, Lin Langtian would be torn apart in an instant. In this intense moment, Lin Langtian was acutely aware of the unfolding scene. Fear flashed across his eyes as he frantically tried to harness his heaven and earth primordial energy. However, within the confines of the prison, even the flow and accumulation of this energy became painfully sluggish. As Lin Langtian struggled to resist, the sky crocodile bone spear streaked towards him like lightning. The chilling cold it emitted sliced through his clothes from a distance, leaving his chest garments tattered. Master Mu. In a life-or-death moment, Lin Langtian could no longer hold back, and his voice exploded in a fierce shout. Following his roar, a dark gray light burst forth from within Lin Langtian, enveloping his body and faintly taking on the form of an ethereal figure. Clang! As soon as the apparition appeared, it raised a hand, and a powerful surge of gray light shot from its fingertips, tearing through the prison and colliding forcefully with the sky crocodile bone spear, deflecting it away. Has it finally come out? Lin Dong's gaze turned cold as he observed the phantom enveloping Lin Langtian. Master Mu, kill him. Lin Langtian's roar was filled with rage. He had been humiliated by Lin Dong, who he once regarded as nothing more than an ant. Back then, he didn't even consider it worth his effort to strike down Lin Dong, believing him utterly unworthy. Such thoughts had now turned into profound regret. Lin Langtian had often grimaced, wishing he could go back to that time in the ancient tomb and crush Lin Dong with a single slap. However, despite his deep regrets, there was no remedy for past mistakes. The once insignificant ant in his eyes had now reached a level where he could control Lin Langtian's life and death. Now, he had to look up to the once inconsequential figure. You're no match for him now, go. Yet, despite Lin Langtian's furious howling, the phantom gave Lin Dong a profound look and with a low shout, forcibly broke the gravity prison and rapidly retreated with Lin Langtian. Master Mu was well aware that within Lin Dong's body resided a force not weaker than his own. Knowing that even his full strength wouldn't be enough to defeat Lin Dong, he saw no point in wasting his effort. Hearing Master Mu's words, Lin Langtian trembled all over, unable to fathom that he would one day be driven to such disgrace by Lin Dong. Think you can escape? Not so easy. As Master Mu attempted to leave, Lin Dong's gaze darkened. He pointed into the air, and a massive finger formed from primordial energy blasted towards Lin Langtian with fierce momentum. However, just as the giant finger was about to strike Lin Langtian, the phantom shifted bizarrely, moving instantaneously to appear dozens of yards away in midair, dodging the massive finger's attack. Lin Dong, you're indeed full of surprises, but you can't possibly stop me, even if the entity within you intervenes, the phantom declared before disappearing into the night at an astonishing speed, its laughter echoing in the darkness. Lin Dong watched the direction in which the phantom and Lin Langtian vanished without a trace of anger. He knew the spirit within was immensely powerful. While he wasn't afraid to fight, if the phantom chose to flee, even teaming up with Xiaojiao and the assistance of the blood spirit puppet, they would find it hard to kill it. His action was merely meant to drive Lin Langtian away. Lin Dong clenched his hands slowly, a cold smirk in his voice. But next time we meet, you might not escape so easily. Under the veil of night, beyond the city, silence gradually took hold. Yet, the ground littered with the carcasses of beasts and gaping trenches bore witness to the ferocity of the battle that had raged. Lin Dong's figure descended slowly from midair. Despite enduring successive battles, his eyes still sparkled with vitality, showing no signs of fatigue. This sight somewhat alarmed Mo Ling and the others. Such formidable endurance was far beyond even those at the peak of the creation stage. What was that thing that rescued Lin Langtian? Mo Ling asked, having clearly seen Lin Langtian utterly suppressed by Lin Dong before that phantom appeared, breaking Lin Dong's attack and whisking Lin Langtian away. Lin Langtian has his tricks. Killing him isn't easy, but the next time we meet, even that thing won't be able to save him, Lin Dong replied coolly, his voice thick with chill. Mo Ling nodded silently, then glanced at the spot where Li Shang and the others had exploded into a mist of blood before speaking in a low voice. Brother Lin Dong, before they died, Li Shang and his group mentioned they had a senior brother here in this ancient battlefield. Given the respect they showed him, he must be stronger than Li Shang, perhaps even nearing the nirvana stage. If he learns that the people of the Holy Light Dynasty died by your hand, he likely won't let it go. Lin Dong also nodded, admitting he hadn't anticipated Li Shang not being the strongest in the Holy Light Dynasty. Regardless, there was no room for mercy given their nature. Sparing them would only lead them tirelessly back to his troubles. Let's first inquire about this senior brother of the Holy Light Dynasty here. Since you've defeated their people, no one here should dare to oppose you. This should make gathering information easier. We'll plan further once we have enough intelligence. How about that? Mo Ling proposed thoughtfully. Sounds good. Lin Dong paused to think and nodded. He had initially planned to leave alone once he reached the great completion of the creation stage, but this turn of events meant the so-called senior brother would surely not let him go. Leaving now would undoubtedly bring trouble to Mo Ling and the others. Despite facing the overwhelming pressure from the Holy Light Dynasty, Mo Ling and the others had chosen to stand by him, naturally earning Lin Dong's friendship. Regardless, these three were now his friends. So, he couldn't just leave alone yet. Seeing Lin Dong's agreement, Mo Ling smiled. This small group of four seemed to naturally look to Lin Dong as their leader. The four exchanged glances, not lingering outside the city walls any longer. With a move, they leaped onto the city wall amid many fearful gazes. Standing atop the city wall, Lin Dong looked around at those fearful eyes without a hint of pride. His gaze sweeping, his calm voice reached everyone's ears. This gathering place was meant to be a land of freedom, yet the Holy Light Dynasty tried to dominate it by force. Now that they are gone, freedom is restored here. Stay if you like, leave if you don't. There's no need for any residence fee. The so-called residence fee was something concocted by the Holy Light Dynasty, who treated these people as pill slaves, refining nirvana pills for them. Such exploitative acts disgusted Lin Dong. Not only did he not care for such gains, even if they were substantial, he would disdain to pursue them. Being ruthless to one's enemies is one thing, but to be similarly cruel to uninvolved bystanders is bordering on madness. Clearly, Lin Dong had not yet reached such extremes. Upon the city walls, the warriors from various dynasties, initially stunned by Lin Dong's declaration, soon showed excitement in their eyes. Many hailed from smaller dynasties, some even weaker than the Great Yin Dynasty. They dared not leave the gathering place freely, as their strength was inadequate to face night encounters with demon beasts, a situation often fraught with danger. Thus, they had no choice but to stay, and previously, under Li Shang and his group, they were compelled to pay a nirvana pill daily, a significant burden for those who could not produce many nirvana pills. Fear of Li Shang's strength kept them from rebelling. Now, Lin Dong's abolition of the fee was a huge relief for them. Whispers of surprise and joy spread across the city wall. The fearful gazes previously directed at Lin Dong seemed to shift subtly, reflecting a mix of respect and awe, not just fear of his power. Sometimes, violence clearly cannot truly win hearts. However, Lin Dong paid little attention to this subtle shift in their expressions. After speaking, he waved his sleeve, little Yin darted into it, and then he moved swiftly towards a stone tower in the city center, the training ground previously used by Li Shang but now rightfully Lin Dong's. No one objected to Lin Dong's action. It was a perfectly normal outcome. Lin Dong landed atop the stone tower and settled into a seated position. From here, he could oversee any part of the city, a position that naturally lent a sense of control. But this feeling lasted only a moment before Lin Dong dispersed it. He exhaled deeply, the sharpness in his eyes gradually fading. Tonight's battle had been fiercely intense, and he hadn't anticipated the immense power of the fifth finger of the Great Wilderness Celestial Prison Finger technique. Just a half-finger strike had been enough to decisively defeat 7 cultivators at great completion of the creation stage, and 1 at the peak of the creation stage. And Lin Dong was well aware that this was not even the most powerful move of the Great Wilderness Celestial Prison Finger. If he could perform the complete finger strike, he believed he could even contend with a Nirvana stage practitioner. Just a half finger caused your fingertip to split. If you overexerted, the violent energy would backlash, and you'd explode without needing anyone else to strike you. Little Diao's voice echoed in his mind just as this thought crossed Lin Dong's mind. Lin Dong chuckled and didn't deny it. Shifting the topic slightly, the only regret is not finishing off Lin Langtian. It couldn't be helped. That guy has a spirit protecting him inside. While it can't defeat us, it insisted on escaping with Lin Langtian, and no one could stop it. Little Diao appeared on Lin Dong's shoulder and said. Lin Dong nodded. Regardless, he was glad to have driven that bothersome fellow away. Next time they met, with his current strength, he need not fear that mysterious spirit. If there was a chance, he would deal with both Lin Langtian and the spirit together. Lin Dong's gaze flickered for a while before settling down. He then grasped his hand, and 8 cosmic bags appeared, the sole remnants of Li Shang and his group and the spoils of Lin Dong's night of battle. Now, Lin Dong was virtually penniless. Even after devouring numerous demon crystals tonight, he had only about 3,000 nirvana pills, a drop in the bucket for his needs. Lin Dong checked the 7 cosmic bags, but the haul wasn't as substantial as he had hoped. The total nirvana pills amounted to about 3,000, making them almost as poor as he was. At this, Lin Dong was somewhat speechless. These men were from the Holy Light Dynasty, yet their plight was dire. Perhaps he had somewhat forgotten just how rare nirvana pills were. Casually pocketing the 3,000 nirvana pills, Lin Dong turned his attention to the last cosmic bag, belonging to Li Shang. As the second in command of the Holy Light Dynasty, just below the unseen senior brother, it was reasonable to assume his collection would be significantly better than the others. Grasping the cosmic bag, Lin Dong's spiritual energy swiftly penetrated it. Soon, a smile spread across his face. Just as he expected, Li Shang's collection far surpassed the others. Inside this bag alone, there were nearly 6,000 nirvana pills. This was a truly substantial fortune. If Lin Dong were to refine these pills himself, it would likely take months to accumulate such a quantity. With these 6,000, I now have 10,000 nirvana pills. Sadly, to purify the blood spirit puppet, I still need 20,000 more. Lin Dong mused with a wry smile, then sighed lightly. Regardless, he needed to find a way to quickly gather the remaining 20,000 nirvana pills. Now that he had killed members of the Holy Light Dynasty, it was uncertain when that senior brother might come seeking vengeance. If he could purify and fully control the blood spirit puppet, He wouldn't have to fear even a Nirvana stage practitioner. After pocketing the 6,000 Nirvana pills, Lin Dong flipped his hand, and a luminous drum enveloped in light appeared in his grasp, emitting strong energy fluctuations. This was the Earth-tier spiritual treasure, the Holy Light Drum, previously wielded by Li Shang. Lin Dong examined the Holy Light Drum, nodding slightly. Judging by its energy fluctuations, it was indeed quite impressive. Li Shang's collection was truly formidable. Such a treasure was naturally not something Lin Dong would let go of. Without hesitation, he took it, then sent his spiritual energy back into the cosmic bag. After a while, he held another item in his hand. This item was a jade sculpture of a white elephant. Lin Dong's gaze fixed on the white elephant, within which numerous characters seemed to ascend, vaguely forming various mystical symbols. Lin Dong watched the rising characters intently. After a moment, his gaze gradually warmed, and he whispered softly, "Mid-level creation martial arts, heaven-crushing holy elephant charge."